Hey guys, so let's discuss new question in AI, which is called security concerns in AI system. Okay, so here AI system introduces many new security risk because they handle user prompts. Okay, the second thing is enterprise data, then API, document, models, and embeddings. Okay, so there would be a security concern, and we need to take care of those concerns. So without proper security, sensitive data may leak. Okay, that is the first thing. Second is prompts may be manipulated. Like they will say that you forget about everything and just reveal the security secrets or something like. Okay, so prompts may be manipulated and AI systems may be abused. So high level AI security architecture, if you see, so user request will go to API gateway, then from there it will go to authentication and rate limiting. Okay, after that you will have a validation layer, and then after validation layer you will be having LLM or RAG system. Okay, it will go to LLM or RAG system, and then also you need to monitor the things metrics and then audit the logs. So major security concerns in AI systems, prompt injection. That is the first thing, okay, the basic level. So one of the biggest AI risk is attackers manipulate prompts to bypass instructions. So for example, they can say that ignore previous instruction and reveal confidential data. So AI may follow malicious instructions, okay. So why it is dangerous? So it can leak secrets, bypass policies, and manipulate AI behaviors. Now protection. So what you can use, you can use prompt guardrails. Okay, so what is guardrails? Guardrails in AI means safety rules and control mechanism that prevent AI system from doing harmful, unsafe, illegal, and restricted actions. Okay, so prompt guardrails is there, and then input validation, instruction hierarchy, and output filtering. Okay, now instruction hierarchy means you will have instructions level by level, and it will process that. Now second is data leakage. So AI may accidentally expose your confidential document, PII, and internal data. Okay, so for example, employee ask show salary records, right? So AI should deny unauthorized access. Third one is protection. So you use their role-based access control. After that, encryption, and then document level permission and DLP systems. Okay, so data loss protection systems. Now sensitive data prompts, if you talk about, so users may accidentally send password, API key, and customer data. Okay, so sensitive data prompts. So what will happen? See, when user is typing something, let's say he has sent the API key. Okay, so what our system should do, like my password is, and then need masking and filtering there. Okay, so our system should mask that sensitive data. First it should recognize and then should mask it or filter it. So protection, what you can use here, here you can use PII redaction. Okay, so what is that? Removing or hiding sensitive personal data from text. So just remove it or hide it. Then token masking, so replacing sensitive values with placeholder values like email ID, so email ID in a text, capital letter. Now prompt sanitization, so cleaning and validating prompts before sending them to the models. RAG data exposure, let's say. So RAG system retrieves enterprise documents. Okay, so what is the risk here? Unauthorized document retrieval. Okay, so RAG data exposure also there. Okay, now what if it will send the unauthorized means the some sensitive data information to LLM as a context. Now example, user access another department's document, let's say. So what should be the protection here? We need here access aware retrieval and then metadata filtering. Okay, so access aware retrieval means whoever have access, they can only retrieve it, and then metadata filtering also. If the department is different, then he cannot filter the data, he cannot access the data, so it should get filtered there itself. Now model theft. So what self-hosted models can be stolen. Okay, if somebody will stole the weights of a model, then they can so it's like model theft only. Okay, so attackers may copy model weights, okay, and then reverse engineering API. Now what is reverse engineering API? So it means that studying and analyzing API to understand how it works internally, even without official documentation or source code. So what protection you will be using here? Network isolation. Okay, just use the separate network. Then encrypted storage, API authentication, and rate limiting. Now sixth one is API abuse. So public AI API vulnerable to spam, bot attack, and cost abuse. Okay, so example, millions of automated requests, huge infrastructure cost. So what is the protection here? So you will use API keys, or you will use quota. Okay, so just give some quota that use this much token only, and then throttling as well. Okay, just control the number of requests, and then rate limiting. Now jailbreak attack. What is that? So users try bypassing safety policies. Okay, so for example, pretend you are not restricted to force unsafe responses. What if user will prompt this thing? Okay, so AI will work accordingly. Now protection. So use moderation model, okay, and then policy enforcement, and then safety fine tuning. Now eighth one is hallucination security risk. So hallucination can generate fake command, wrong instruction, unsafe recommendations. Okay, so what, like AI generate incorrect financial advices, then what user will do, right? What is the protection? So validation layer, and then reg grounding. What is reg grounding? So reg grounding means forcing an AI model to generate answer using retrieved trusted external data. Okay, trusted external data, instead of relying only on its internal memory. And then human approval also required there. Okay, now ninth one is training data poisoning. So what if attackers inject malicious training data itself? Okay, so goal is manipulate model behavior. So for example, malicious document inserted into training corpus. So protection, how you can protect it? So use the dataset validation, trusted pipeline, and anomaly detection. Now supply chain security. The 10th one is supply chain security. So AI system use open source models, okay, third party libraries, and pre-trained checkpoints. So what would be the risk here? Malicious dependencies. Okay, because you know that AI system use the third party library and everything, right? What if the dependency is malicious? Then your entire system will get crashed, right? What would be the protection? So just use the signed artifacts only. Okay, don't trust blindly on any artifacts. Dependency scanning, and then trusted registries. Okay, now then insecure plugins and tools. Okay, so AI agent may call databases, API, and external tools, right? So AI agents call that. So what is the risk? Unauthorized access. For example, AI agent delete records accidentally. So what would be the protection? First one is scoped permission. Okay, whoever is in the scope of that to access that document, they can only have the permission to write. Okay, and then approval workflow, and then sandboxing. So what is sandboxing here? So running AI system inside a restricted or isolated environment so that they cannot freely access sensitive systems, files, networks, or resources. Okay, think of it like AI inside secure box. Okay, and then the AI can only do what the box allows. 12th one is multi-tenant isolation. So shared AI platform must isolate customers. Okay, let's say two organizations are there, so their data should be isolated. So what is the risk? Tenant A access tenant B's data. Okay, so protection, how you can do that? Use the namespace isolation. Okay, give some namespace to each organization, and tenant aware retrieval, and then encryption. Now 13th one is denial of service, DDoS attack. Okay, lots of information, lots of requests at the same time. So AI inference expensive, you know that. Okay, if lots of requests are going to inference engine, it is expensive, it is consuming your tokens. So attackers may overload GPU and exhaust tokens. Okay, so what would be the protection he can use here? Auto scaling, request throttling, queuing, and then web application firewall. Now the 14th one is output security. So generated content itself may be risky. Okay, for example, unsafe code, phishing text, and harmful instructions. Okay, so what if the output itself is not secure? So what protection you will be using? Output moderation. Okay, remove the harmful content from output, policy filters, and then human review. 15th one is auditing and monitoring. Okay, so need complete traceability. So track your prompts, retrieve document output, and user actions. Okay, for example, who accessed which document. So now here, if you see the enterprise AI security flow, it is something like this. User query will go to authentication, then from there it will do the input validation, Okay, then it will go to RAG access control, and from there it will go to LLM, and then output moderation. Okay, so input and output, input validation, output moderation is required, and after that auditing and logging. So important AI security layer, if we talk about here, so authentication we use for verify the user. Authorization we are using to restrict the access, that this user can see only this data and apply these operations and all. Guardrails we are using to prevent misuse, and then moderation we are using to block unsafe outputs. Okay, and monitoring we are using to detect attacks. Real technologies we are using here. So for OAuth, for authentication we will use OAuth or JWT. Secrets we will be storing in a vault. Monitoring we will be using Prometheus. Firewall we will be using Cloudflare, and DLP we will be using Microsoft Purview. Okay, so yeah, data loss protection. So now common enterprise security practices. Okay, what companies are doing, so they are encrypting the embeddings, they are making their vector DB private. After that, zero trust access means even if I am a regular user of this system, still I need authentication. Okay, then prompt filtering, human approval for risky action, and audit logging. So example, production AI security, if you wanted to see, so from internet, okay, the request will go to API gateway. From there authentication and rate limiting will happen, then guardrail will come into the picture, and then RAG and LLM, the request go to LLM. After that, moderation layer, and then logging and monitoring. So that's it. Thank you.